This is how I use Clik to eliminate 90% of the time I spend editing each cooking video I create. First, you go to the landing page, hit start for free. I'm already logged in, so I'm going to create a new project called Clik Cooking Demo. The first thing you need to do is upload all of your raw footage. This is something I do after I'm done cooking and maybe while I'm cleaning or I have other down. You can upload from your File Explorer or through Google Drive or Dropbox. I'm going to go ahead and drag in 61 raw clips here. After you begin your upload, you'll be prompted to put in some details about the video that you want to create. I'm going to click Cooking Video, Rough Cut. I'm going to go for about 1:30 here, and for pacing about 1.5 seconds. This is something you'll get a feel for as you start to refine your flow, but I know I want to start with about a 90-second video to then cut down on the timeline later. I'll show you in a moment. I uploaded several different camera angles in this set of footage. I was recording on my iPhone, which is my main camera for the core cooking video, but I was also recording behind the scenes on my Ray-Ban Meta. Instead of having to deal with sorting all these files, I can just explain that I only want to include clips from the main camera. With my style, I focus on visuals and add a voiceover later, so I'm also going to direct it to only focus on visuals. So here I have my prompt in. This is actually a bit specific. If you just have one camera angle and one recipe, you actually don't really need to type anything here, because you'll see when you hit continue, it will go ahead and enhance your prompt based on the context you gave it, as well as what it knows about viral cooking videos. It knows the key actions to look for, like ingredient display, chopping, cutting, flipping, plating, all these things that typically are actions included in a cooking video. But you'll see your additional instructions are also kind of woven into this prompt as well. So I'll hit submit. Now you can see the footage, it's processing. This timer is almost always an overestimate. You'll see it continues to go down. But if you look at the thumbnails, you'll see that I have kind of these POV clips from my Ray-Ban Metas, but also I have the core cooking clips from my iPhone. So it's a lot of footage. I think I have about maybe 90 minutes of footage here. My footage is now done uploading, and now I'm just waiting for it to process. This takes a little bit of time. This is actually when our AI is dissecting and understanding everything that's happening in your footage. Again, uploading is something I do after I'm cooking. I'm never running from a cook to post immediately after. It's just part of my workflow where I know that I'm going to start an upload when I'm done cooking or maybe that night, and when I'm ready to go and edit and finalize the video, I can dig back into that the next day, and my video is pretty much done. My footage is now done uploading. It took a few minutes to process. You can see your prompt here that kind of kicks off the project, and it's actually starting to construct the outline of the video now. Okay, and just like that, I have a rough draft of a cooking video. I went from an hour and a half of footage to 2 minutes of moments that matter. You'll see I asked for 100 seconds. But because I selected the rough cut style, it focuses on including all the actions that could be relevant to the recipe instead of making it too short and potentially missing actions. So I'm going to go ahead and play this entire video so you can see how it did. I haven't played it yet. I don't know how good the results are. Let's see together. Feel free to skip to see the rest of the workflow. Cutting the onion, looking good. Cutting each ends off the onion. Now slice it vertically, chopping. Second half of the onion. Peeling carrots. Again, you can tell this is not a final video. It's a rough draft. I kept flipping my camera up and down so you can see some clips are upside down, but I can easily fix that
Joe
after.
hanging out.
Making funny noises. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to crush garlic. I always do, though. You can see each core step of the recipe is being identified. I learned I didn't like that shot. Pasta going in. The little sauce right away.
Sweet, man.
Are we ready?
So you can see that with almost no active work, I have a video that I would say is 80 to 90% done. Instead of having to watch 90 minutes of footage to find these moments and go through what moments might be for the behind the scenes video versus the recipe itself, it did it all for me. Now, let's talk about editing. So there's a couple ways you can begin to edit this. I think of my editing as a funnel. As I get deeper into the edit, I make more precise changes. I'm not going to touch the timeline yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make some conversational requests that I kind of thought of as I was watching it. So one thing I want to do is include more of the grating Parmesan. I'm also thinking I want more clips of grating the carrots. Let's do that, and then let's also kind of change the structure of the video a little bit. I want to move some of the final plating to the beginning to kind of make this feel like a loop when it plays on Instagram or TikTok. So for the final plating, all right, let's see how this does. You can see the benefit of this platform getting you 90% of the way there instantly. Like, that clearly saves you time, but the other thing is it's just easier and like less mentally taxing to use. Editing doesn't feel like this super deep work, laborious thing where I'm like really locked in on scrubbing and looking for moments. I a lot of times edit while I'm doing other things like watching TV. It's way more relaxed now because instead of editing, I'm really more so directing. Like, I'm not actually looking for these moments and moving around. I'm just describing the changes I want to make. All right, let's see how we did. Let's check out this final plating in the beginning. All right, included quite a few clips of sauce. That's okay. And then boom, right into the recipe. Let's check out for the carrots. It did add this clip. It's not exactly the action I'm looking for, but it's quite close. Grating Parmesan. Where's that at? Missed that, but that's okay. Again, it's not perfect. But all right, you see that I have a pretty good start here. And now that I have the overall storyline I want, I can go through and remove moments I might not want or add moments. Let me show you how to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and play this clip. I can delete. It's a pretty traditional video editor at this point. Really like that shot. Great. Let's say I wanted to remove that. Boom. So you know what? This carrot moment here is just not quite what I wanted. I need to kind of dive deeper here. I can just extend this and really find the moment I want. Let's say it's that. I can cut left. Boom. Cool. Cut right. Now I kind of have that moment I need. Let's say it completely missed something. Instead of describing it, I can search for it. Good example is it kind of didn't quite get the grating, the Parmesan shot I want. So let's look for that. And cool, we got that. I remember there was this sort of like top-down shot I liked right here. Yeah, there we go. So I can go to where I want in the timeline. It should be like right here. And I'm going to go ahead and just drag it in. Cool. Got that moment. Let me cut it. Again, the flow is I got 90% of the way there right away. Then I made a couple high-level conversational changes. Now I'm looking for specific, let's say, ingredients and moments that I want to include. Maybe you're like, you know what, I want to look visually at what is included and what's not. We have a recipe storyboard where you can see all the different moments that are automatically categorized by AI. So the storyboard allows you to actually hover and find moments. Let's say I really like this moment of my nephew banging a pot and pan in the background. I can just mark that in and out point and drag it in. So Very easy to find moments that were missed, either through search or the storyboard. You can also search for quotes. Let's say I wanted to open this with a quote about this is how you make a cooking video. And boom, it just pulls that up. This is one of those behind the scene quotes that wasn't included because I told my assistant not to include that. But if I change my mind, I can easily find that. So at this point, I pretty much have the storyline I want. I'm just going to go through and just adjust the pacing. Fast forward, I've adjusted all the pacing as I please. You can see cutting the onion, for example, I needed a lot faster pace. I'm really cutting around the knife strokes. I have about 1:10. That's kind of what I want this clip to end up being. I've gone ahead and rotated any clips I needed to be the right way up. And at this point, I would export an MP4 and I would go add finishing touches in CapCut. This is where I like to add title cards, music, things like that. More bells and whistles coming to Clik soon so that you can get to that final video all in Clik. But right now, it really functions as your assistant. And there's actually more you can do with this intelligence than just have it make a video for you. I've never written this recipe out. It's just a recipe that I know by heart because I cook this all the time. My sister-in-law asked for the recipe, so I just went to my assistant and said, hey, don't change the timeline, just reply with text, give me the recipe, please. And because it has all of the raw footage and understands it with like just an insane amount of depth, it can basically write the recipe for me. I may have to change like the ingredient amounts, but overall it's 99% done. So I asked it, how can I make it better? What would you do? And boom, it just kind of gave me some idea. Maybe I should try nutmeg, I don't know. Finally, I'm like, okay, this is a great recipe, like give me 5 more ideas. And boom, creamy lemon garlic shrimp pasta, that sounds great. Finally, let me show you a bonus use case, which is the duplication process. I'm gonna go to my projects tab, I'm gonna duplicate this, and now I wanna make that talking head video, the behind the scenes video where I'm kind of narrating what's going on. So again, I'm going like 2 minutes, minute and a half, it'll add if needed. Now I'm gonna say, make me that behind the scenes video. I would honestly probably never actually make this video if I didn't have the ability to go through and just pull out the segments I know that actually support this behind the scenes storyline. It would just take forever. I already have all my footage processed, so I might as well make another video out of it. Continue. So go ahead and process again.
There's a flash on it.
Well, yeah, so other people know you're recording.
Nuh-uh.
Why? Can you like take
So here we have a clip of my brother
setting off?
learning what Ray-Ban meadows are. Then it cuts
I gotta
to
help her tonight getting groceries.
the behind the scenes of grocery
I'm
shopping.
gonna make some bolognese for my brother
Talking
and his
about
wife.
bolognese. This is another example of how you can make a cooking video. Here. Another example of how both camera angles, me talking to the camera. And let's say I wanted to see if there's any other moments where I talk about camera angles and I just can search that. And I'm like, oh yeah, like this footage is from like a month ago. I don't even remember what I talked about or what I shot. And I can very easily iterate on ideas and find moments that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember talking about flipping the camera angle. And you can see I have both camera angles here. Same quote. Very easy way to take one set of footage and actually create multiple things. Finally, if you ever have questions, you can pop this open, hit instant answers. And if you explain your question, it actually references all of our documents. So let's say like, how do I export? It's going to go ahead and find that answer in our documentation, which is on our website, and give you summaries. And you can also click to pull open our documents where you can see more details of how to conduct certain steps. If you do have questions, you can say I still need help and email support, which goes right to me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can.